Where are we going, Dad?
Chombe.
How's it looking?
Really good. It's coming on well.
How are you feeling this trip's going, Dad?
It's quite a bit harder than last year, to be honest.
Oh.
This is like some crazy weight loss program.
We've got 5 days to complete it. Hopefully there'll be no mishaps.
It's the trifecta. It's a 40 to 50k wind. The road is all knocked to hell, and it's uphill most of the way. We're pretty broken, I have to say. Well, the reality of this trip is I'm not sure it's achievable.
How much food have you dropped down, Dad?
2 meals. 2. Time I was in India was in 1990. I wasn't sure whether it had changed in 28 years, but fortunately it hasn't. It's still as crazy as ever.
'Where are we going, Dad?
Chombe at last.
En route to Tajikistan. We've got here a few hours early because this flight runs once a week. So if we miss this flight, trip's up to base.
"45k's into the ride. But the bad news is it's taken us nearly 4 hours to do it. It's slow going. We've got a major headwind happening, and it's obviously mainly uphill. Jessie's doing really well. She's leading from the front as usual, and she nearly came a cropper in the first hour. She got doored and virtually took a door off the car.
The gravel road has begun. The real Pamir is starting. Three, four. Nice one. Hello, hello. And the beautiful gifts continue. I think we've just been given some milk. What do you think, Dad?
Probably like yogurt, I would say.
Yogurt? Let's have a try.
The hay season cutting time at the moment, so there's people pretty much everywhere. Hello. We're really struggling to make 10k's an hour at the moment. Beautiful though it may be, it's really tough. To be honest, we also made a couple of poor water choices today. We didn't fill up when we should have done, and I think we got a bit dehydrated. The reality of this trip is I'm not sure it's achievable.
This is our current mood. Dead. How are you feeling this trip's going, Dad?
It's the hills and the heat, and trying to mix the cultural experience with just getting the job done, and it's really hard to get the hours on the bike when the people are so hospitable, and so it's going to be a real challenge. So this is where we got to last night. I have to say, really tough day yesterday. We were on our bikes for 7 hours. We struggled in that last 2. We were desperately trying to find somewhere to camp. We thought we were pretty well hidden. We were literally just behind that bush over there and quite in an elevated position, impossible to see from the road. 11 o'clock, the car stopped. 5 people got out. They started walking up the waterway and then backed out, and then literally they ran up this embankment and found all our gear there, and it was very scary. I went out with them, I went out to them, just stayed in the tent. Fortunately, they were really cool guys. They were all probably, I don't know, 20, 22. They were drunk. I had some vodka with them, and everything was all right. And I got to bed probably about 12:30. So we got lucky this time, but very scary moment.
Just about to start the big climb on day 4. It's our first mountain peak pass.
It is 3,200 metres. It's going to be interesting to see how we get on.
Hopefully that's the top. Good on you, Dad.
This is next level, Jess.
It is next level, isn't it?
I've never pushed my bike so much. I never push my bike.
And people thought hiking in the Himalayas was hard. Try having a bike. Good on ya.
We're getting there.
Hello! How are you?
Over on the other side of the river is Afghanistan, and the local Afghans are going about their business. That's in Tajikistan province, which has been a relatively quiet province.
So Dad woke up this morning not feeling amazing. Granted, he's been very tough. And he's just decided to throw up. Hopefully that makes him feel better.
It's bloody horrendous. This is easily the hardest thing I've done. And it's just exhausting. But let's get going anyway.
Taking a slightly different approach and deciding not to do 8 hours on the bike today, going with a nice 60 k's. So today it actually feels like a holiday. We're currently staying in the most bizarre hotel, and we have a hole in our window. It was making weird noises, but Dad's taped it up, and he's also stuffed a pillow in the hole. We made it to the top of the plateau. We're currently at 4,200 meters. How we get water in Alachur. We get it from a well. Some of these peaks are towering well over 5,000 meters. It's just unbelievable that people can live up here. Spending the last 2.5 days comatose in Mugrab, it's great to be seeing the sun and leaving for our last leg. We've got 5 days to complete it, so hopefully there'll be no mishaps. I seem to be cursed with a flu and stomach issues. I mean, I've had stomach issues most of the trip, but 2 at once made you feel a bit low.
We've been battling headwinds for the last 3 days because they've hit next level. We're trying to reach the border. We've been going 2.5 hours this morning, 2 hours into the wind yesterday, and we're pretty broken, I have to say. This mountain just won't let us off.
This just sums these trips up, from the feeling of absolute desperation and just wanting it to end, and every stroke just hurting, to absolute elation. Kyrgyzstan has never been more beautiful. Hello cows. Hello.
Fantastic.
We made it!
Navigated the whole way through town.
Oh my gosh, that was lethal. I thought we were going to die. It's horrendous, but we've made it.
So, big question, how long does it take to do this trip? Well, we've had some sickness. We budgeted on 21 days. It took us 4 days from Dushanbe to Kalikrum on the northern route, which was much tougher than we expected. We had a rest day in Kalikrum. We then continued upwards to Krog, 3 days. I was sick then for a day, so we had another day off in Krog. And then with great conditions, it took us 4 days from Krog up onto the plateau, across to Mugrab, and that's where Jess got sick. We were 2.5 days in Mugrab, and she's made a great recovery, and it's we're now a day and a half from Mugrab. We reckon it'll take us 5 days from Mugrab to Osh, but you can probably do it in 4.